Sagittarius, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your January 2023 mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Sagittarius? What do we need to know for you? One more shuffle. Okay. You have the Star, so reaching for your dreams right here. When I see this star energy, this is about you connecting to your divine purpose within your life. Now, understanding that you have to know what your divine purpose is. We have a lot of things we want to do, but then we have one thing that we are supposed to do, okay? So that doesn't mean that we can't have other interests and other hobbies, but there's one main thing within our life that sets us apart from everyone else, right? So some people are supposed to be, surgeons. Some people are supposed to be attorneys. Some people are supposed to be astrophysicists. But people lose out on their goals mainly because they settle for things that maybe they shouldn't have. So when I see this star energy for you, it's what is your goal? What is your purpose? Okay? And it's easy to find that if you look at your birth chart. You can look at your 10th house and you can look at your north node and you can kind of combine them. And when you combine them together, it's like it truly makes sense to you. You're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense of what I'm supposed to do. So I'd say go and look at your birth chart right here. But if you don't know what your birth chart is and you have no way of figuring that out, just really sit down. Make a list of the things that interest you and make a list of the things you are good at doing, okay? Not the things you want to be good at doing, but things that you are truly good at doing. Are you good at, say, making things like baking or crafts or things of that nature? Are you a good mechanic? Do you have a mechanical mind? It could be something like, maybe you want to be a professional babysitter and opening up your own daycare or nursery one day. Like that's that kind of energy, or, cleaning business. So don't discount certain things that you are truly good at. There are ways that you can monetize on these things to have a really good life. And that's what you need to do with the stars. You need to look at the grand constellations of your life, connect them together and say, okay, that is my true purpose. So let's look at this starlight energy. What are we supposed to be doing for Sagittarius? What's going on for you? So I feel like in January 2023, you're going to find some sort of, information that leads you on the right path. Something that's like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see myself doing that. That makes sense. And when you start doing it, you're like, oh, this is definitely what I'm supposed to be doing. It could be like changing your majors too. Like maybe here's the thing. A lot of people, they don't go into higher skill degrees because of the workload, right? And so they settle for other types of degrees. Now, I'm not making fun of anyone who has a degree, right? I'm just saying that, don't settle for less. If you went to college because you want to be a doctor or you want to be an architect or something like that, don't sell yourself short, all right? Don't say, well, I can't see it because it's too hard or it's too difficult. I didn't realize how much it was going to be. Okay, well, now you do know, all right? Now, is that what you're supposed to be doing? If you feel called to do that, then you're going to regret it when you're 80 years old and you didn't do that, all right? So let's look at the starlight energy for you. You have the Hanged Man in reverse, which is actually a good thing. You have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Empress upright. So you have the Nine of Wands upright, the Empress upright. So you're having the realization that anything that you want in life, you're going to have to fight for, okay? You're having this realization, your own energy is coming out, Nine of Wands. So when I see this Nine of Wands energy, this is you fighting, you putting in the workload right here to get what you want and you being victorious, all right? With the Hanged Man energy, this is you coming to the conclusion and saying, yeah, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be on. This is my path within my life. So maybe you need to take a step back. You need to just, sit down. Wait, hold on. Is this in reverse? It's not in reverse, sorry. Well, okay, so it's upright, sorry. So you have the Hanged Man upright, you have the Nine of Wands upright, and the Empress upright. So this is you pondering what you are supposed to be doing and understanding that anything you are supposed to do, you're going to have to, fight for. With this Empress right here, it has a beautiful outcome for you. So go into deep reflection with the Hanged Man energy. really go in and then look up at the stars right here. And maybe that's what the universe wants you to do. It's kind of like putting you in a timeout until you can flip this upright. So what do we need to know with the Hanged Man? I'm going to be using the Vampire Tarot for you, mainly because I don't know where the other deck is. So I guess we're going to stick with this one. So what do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? What's going on for you? We have the Temperance coming out, your energy, along with the Death. So alchemizing a new beginning from an ending right here. So this is basically bringing something back, okay? You saying, all right, kind of had it with X, Y, and Z. I really need to get back on my goal. And maybe you have a lot of things in your life that are sidetracking you from what you were supposed to be doing. Maybe it's time for you to like put those things down and start focusing on what you're supposed to do within your life. And I kind of feel like that's what the Temperance is doing. It's alchemizing behind the scenes to bring something back from the past. Because the Death is not as bad as people think it is. Yes, it is an ending, but it's also a brand new beginning. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with the Temperance, is that there is an ending, but it's bringing something new into your life. And I kind of feel like with the Hanged Man energy, the reason that you are in kind of like the stagnation mode is so that you can see the stars. That way you know that you're on your divine purpose. That way you know that it's the angels bringing you something. Because here's the thing, Sagittarius, you can get sidetracked and you can go off on all these adventures, right? But when the Temperance is here, it's saying, hold on with this Hanged Man, go into this suspended state, let me bring something in for you that you are supposed to have. So with this Nine of Wands, fighting for something that you truly want, the Two of Cups coming out along with the Prince of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like you are getting what you want. It does come after a delay though. With this Two of Cups right here, you are connecting to like this stagnant energy. It is moving, but it's moving at a very slow pace, all right? So let's pull one more card for that. You have the Victory. So victorious energy is coming out for you. If you can hear that, it's my cat. She's batting something around. Beatrice, stop. Stop. What's up with this Empress energy? She wants to go out, but the problem is that she didn't want to go out when I started recording, and now she wants out of my room, and it's like, well, I don't want to let you out right now. So we have this Empress energy with the Lord of Scepters and the Emperor coming out. So you're moving towards something that's really good right here. It's kind of almost, in a way, being delivered to you as well. So you have the Emperor and the Empress and the Lord of Scepters. So a match made in heaven, a divine pair. The Lord of Scepters represents, you know, celebrating together. The Lord of Scepters is kind of like a very happy, jovial person, right? Someone who sits on his throne, someone who makes really good decisions, someone who's very happy. And I kind of feel like it's because it's connected to this divine counterpart right here. Connected to this divine counterpart right here. And now it doesn't have to be in a love situation. This could be in a work situation as well. That could be that, you know, Knight of Pentacles, a work thing, work scenario. You have the Prince of Scepters coming out, the Lord of Skulls, and the Five of Grails. So you're moving forward, and I kind of feel like you're moving forward in a monetary aspect within your life, but you are looking at this Five of Cups because you are missing some sort of emotional happiness. But here's the thing, what you have to understand is that you can't always look at the emotional sides of things. You have to look at the practical. The practical side of things is that the angel is alchemizing with the Two of Cups and the Five of Cups. Remember, the Five of Cups has Two Cups standing behind the person. You're looking at sadness from an emotional perspective. Oh, I don't have love. Oh, I don't know if I'm ever going to meet the right person. Oh, I don't know if this is going to happen. In the right moment, that things will align for you. But right now, what the Temperance wants you to do is it wants to alchemize a match made in heaven for you. It wants to alchemize, you know, possibly, you know, a good career path for you, money coming in, financial stability, independence before it brings you in love. Because that's where people settle sometimes, is that they can't see the forest through the trees. They settle with situations that maybe they shouldn't have. And I feel like the Temperance wants you to have all the nice things first and then bring you in the partner or whatever you're seeking on the emotional realm. It wants to make sure that you are moving towards this King of Pentacles. It wants to make sure that you are safe, secure, and stable first. And honestly, it's better than crying in a Ferrari than it is to cry like on the side of the street. So you have the Lord of Cups coming in, you have the Ten of Cups, and you have the Three of Skulls. Yeah. It's essentially wanting you to be financially independent, financially happy, happy with your own emotions, and happy with what you create for yourself. I kind of feel like that's what the Temperance is wanting for you, as well as it's like, Sagittarius, you need to be happy with what you are doing. You need to be happy with your own career. You need to be happy within your own emotions and being alone and working on yourself and doing all of these things that are great before I can bring you in, you know, because love is an extra add-on to life, okay? The emotional realm, having that perfect partner, that's an extra add-on. Your life is yours to live, all right? And it wants you to do something with your life. The Angel of Temperance is trying to alchemize the right path for you, so that way you can feel some sort of accomplishment. And I feel like that's what a lot of people miss out on is, have I accomplished enough in my life? Well, the angel is saying, well, here's the opportunity to accomplish something. Here's the opportunity to accomplish what you're truly supposed to have. So you are accomplishing something. You're finding your purpose with the starlight. You're going to be very happy with what you create with the Three of Pentacles. People are going to be looking up to you right here. And I kind of feel like with this death energy, it's like something that you may have like just said, I don't want to do that anymore. You kind of dropped it. You didn't think that it was going to get anywhere. What is this? The Eight of Knives. Yeah, you're going around in circles. You're like, you can't see that it was going to actually be something that helped you. With the Eight of Swords right here, it's like you're chained to doing all of these other things instead of the one thing that you're supposed to be doing. And the one thing you're supposed to be doing, you say, well, I don't really care. I don't want to move towards that. I don't want to put in any effort into that. So, Four of Swords, but it's underneath your bed. It's one of those things that it's a latent talent that you have deep inside of you. The Two of Knives, and maybe you can't even see it, or maybe you're refusing to see it. So you have three cards right here of things that you know that you can do, but you're not paying attention to it. With this Eight of Swords, you're blindfolded to what you're supposed to be doing. Like, she can easily walk away, take off the blindfolds, and say, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. With the Four of Swords, you're sleeping on it. And with the Two of Swords, you're not paying attention to it. You're like, yeah, I know it's there. Yeah, it's whatever. Oh, that's not a big deal. And maybe you've even forgotten about it. You're just sleeping on the situation. I know it's going to be different for everyone, but it's like, you don't even care that you have this skill or this ability or this talent. The World. You can complete a cycle right here with it, though. And that's what the Temperance is wanting you to do. It's wanting to alchemize that skill, that deep hidden talent, that root that it knows that you have, and it's trying to bring it towards the forefront. And when it brings it in for you, it's up to you to take that opportunity that's being presented to you to fight for the situation, because it is your divine counterpart, whatever the situation is, and you're supposed to accept it and be happy that you finally connected the two things of what you're supposed to be doing with work. So it's kind of like connecting your work with your love situation. You're putting in effort, but at the same time, you love what you do, okay? The Nine of Cups, yeah, it's a wish come true. You're like, oh, yeah, I always wanted to do that kind of job right there. I just didn't think I'd get the opportunity. Well, here's the opportunity for you, okay? You're going to love your work. But at the same time, you're sitting there, you know, probably moping around because it's Mercury retrograde season until the 18th. You're probably just sitting there sad, like, oh, I don't have love, or nothing good comes for me. I feel stuck and I feel stagnant. But you are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. It's saying that the Knight of Pentacles is where you're supposed to be. You have victory where you are. Like, you have slow movement forward, but it is movement. With the Hanged Man, it's saying, stay here and look at something for a different perspective. You have the Lovers coming out with the Four of Scepters. Yeah, so you're going to connect to a divine situation. Like, the Lovers is Adam and Eve in a Garden of Eden and being blessed by an angel, right? So you are going to feel like you are in a garden that is meant for you. You're going to feel like you're in a career or a path or something like that that is truly where you are supposed to be with this Four of Scepters, and it's something that you can celebrate. And I kind of feel like that's maybe you've waited for so long, and that could be the situation too, is that you've waited for so long for something to happen that you've just given up on it. You're like, it'll never happen. I don't really care. It's whatever. The Six of Swords, a message is coming in with the Sun. You're about to be very happy. You have the Six of Swords traveling to the Sun, okay? So, I mean, it is coming in. It's coming in slowly. It's coming in quietly. It's going to be like it sneaks up on you. And that's what the Temperance is with the Five of Cups. It's like you're looking at your sadness, and then all of a sudden the Temperance is like, here you go, taps you on the back, and you turn around and you see the Two Cups, and it's like your wish come true. So let's look at your spellcasting oracles. And when you take a look inside the cups, you're like, oh wow, this is truly what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's the Star. So you have psychic abilities and you have courage. So I feel like with your psychic abilities right here, that could be something that is very important for you. Maybe you have a really good intuition. Maybe your psychic abilities, and when I say psychic abilities, it could be like reading tarot. It could be, you know, reading bones. Some people practice Ouija boards. I'm not going to say that that's good, or I'm not going to say that it's bad. Like, it depends on how you do it. I personally don't do it. You know, so I don't exactly know how they work. That's not my spiritual mediumship. So with the psychic abilities, it's like connecting to something right here, meditation. It could be, you know, doing yoga. Maybe you're going to be a yoga instructor. Maybe you're going to be a meditation instructor. You know, you could even do like ASMR, like guided ASMR meditation, psychic abilities, making binaural beats. But with the courage, it's like you have courage in this now. It's like you have faith in your psychic abilities. And I kind of feel like that's what's important for you, is that maybe you don't feel like you have any gifts, but I feel like you do. And something is going to happen where you're going to use your psychic abilities or your psychic gifts, and now you all of a sudden have faith in them, okay? You have addiction with the magpie, and you have stag premonition. I don't know what this addiction energy is, but premonition with the psychic abilities, maybe you predict something from happening, but I don't know what the addiction is. One card for that? The Fool. So what I'm seeing for you with this Fool energy, it does represent blank slates and new beginnings. So maybe if you do have addictions right here, it's time for you to drop them and go on to a new path within your life. I think I talked about it within your last reading. It's like you could have a really good opportunity if you got, like, you know, if you want to work for the state of whatever, or if you want to work in the government, you want a good government job, you're going to have to stop smoking pot. It is what it is. Like, they're going to drug test you. You might have all the skills, you might have a college degree, and that's another thing that stops people from moving forward. Is I know a lot of people who are very educated people, they have masters and whatnot, right? But they can't fucking stop doing coke and smoking pot. Like, bro, you could have a fucking nice life. Like, yeah, I could, but you know, whatever. So, I'm not trying to tell you that, you know, it's up to you to stop. It's up to you to do things whenever you want to. Hold on, this chair's stuck. It's up to you to, you know, make those decisions for yourself. But all I can say is that an addiction is possibly holding you back from a new beginning, okay? And, you know, that could be that Five of Cups. You know, your cups fall over, you don't feel happy. You know, it's like getting sober. Getting sober is really, like, not fun, all right? You have ceremony and intent. So put your intentions out there, all right? Have a ceremony. And here's the thing. A lot of people, they get caught up in the dream of the drug itself, okay? Like, sometimes drugs make them feel more spiritual. Sometimes drugs make people feel like they're on a spiritual path, whatever. That's a psychoactive effect. And sometimes you have to just come to the realization for that, for yourself, that it is truly, in a way, holding you back. And you can say, well, you know, they shouldn't have these rules, whatever, but the rules are there. So it's either you play by the rules or you have this. And that's the harsh truth that you have to hear, Sagittarius. If you're addicted to something right here, but you know you could have a good life, it's time for you to face that reality. With the ceremony and the intent, understand that what you're trying to do is you're trying to take all of this grain and turn it into a pearl. And so maybe you have to have a ceremony. And when I say a ceremony, it's like a meditation to pray to God, or, you know, just think really deeply, put your intentions out there. I have all these grains of sand. How am I going to connect them into a pearl energy? So let's look at your rune cards. You have Othila, home, inheritance, property, family, responsibilities. The spiritual meaning is universal truth. So you're receiving some sort of new responsibilities right here. It could be an inheritance. Maybe you have to manage something for your family. But I do feel like you have responsibilities. And the spiritual meaning is universal truth. Maybe you have to carry universal truth, or maybe you know something, and that is a truth that you need to speak to other people. Berkana, encourage ideas, aid creative endeavors, nurture a project, and help with family. So let me get you, there's one more thing that I'm missing. Halloween Oracle, there we go. What's that? Skull of Darkness, illuminating blind spots. You have forgiveness, reducing the burden, and apple, risking reward. So I kind of feel like that's with the Temperance, with the Death card, is that something is being forgiven, right? Someone is wanting to take a risk on you, or some situation is wanting to take a risk on you. Maybe you're taking a risk, but you have a reward right here, but it is reducing the burden. It's something that you don't care about anymore. It's something that you said, well, it's never going to work out, nothing's going to happen with it. But if you pay attention to it, with this reducing the burden, something is going to alchemize from that death, a brand new situation. Apple, risk and reward. Taking a risk on something bears some sort of fruits. You know, this could be that thing that the Temperance is delivering to you. You're like, I don't know if I really want to do that. It doesn't sound too great. It's not like up my alley. But take a risk on it, and you'll feel some sort of like, hey, this is the 10 of Cups. This is the stars. All right, it works for me. So anyway, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.